Okay, well, I'm back out here today in Wisconsin for my second and last day of fishing here. Yesterday was one of the most epic catfishing days that I've ever had. So if you didn't catch that video, I'll put a card up here for you. So today I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. Yesterday I had a nice mild breeze that was pushing me about exactly the speed I wanted to drift. Today the wind has completely changed directions. And it's a pretty good wind I have today. And I don't have my drift sock with me to slow my drift down. So what I'm going to do is a little different today. I'm going to start off, I'm going to anchor. I'll still be drifting with the floats like I was yesterday. It'll just be a little more manual process with me being parked in one position. So that's the game plan. I'm going to get set up here, get a couple lines in the water, and let's get to it. Right into my other line. This is going to be a problem. Always so elegant when I'm playing the fish. Okay, we're back in business. So much fun to catch. Not losing. Nice fish. Nice fish. All right. Fish number one gets the skunk out of the boat. Good thing right there. Been struggling a little bit with the wind, so nice to get one out of the way. He's ready to go. And away he goes. And just once I'd like to catch a fish and not have it look like an absolute train wreck when I'm reeling it in. It's always borderline catastrophic every time I catch a fish. There we go. Did you see that? Oh. This is the only place I've ever seen a catfish come completely out of the water and get airborne. As soon as I set the hook, he just launched himself. It's like one of those shark episodes. Oh, he's coming. He's coming up close. And he's gonna make a run. He's not gonna like this. Not a bad fish at all. After catching so many, that's a good channel cat. But after catching so many ginormous ones, it just seems like like this, and I go, oh, he's a little cutie. All right, bud. All right, all right. He's ready to go, though. Yeah. Off he goes. Good stuff. Now you're on. Working on a fish here. Pretty nice fish. This fish is not tired. Okay. All right. All right. We saved the eye. The eye's gonna be okay. See there? You can have a little scar above the eye. The chicks will dig it. Big old noggin. All right. Thanks for the fight, Bubba. There he goes. He's good. Is my battery low? My battery is low. Okay, so a little regrouping is in order here. The wind is just causing me problems. So I decided to paddle up. I'm gonna get my drift sock that I left in the car. And then I had to take care of the battery situation on the camera. So I'm gonna sort this out, regroup, get my drift sock, and get back out, and then when I get on the water, I'll give you an update on the updated plan and hopefully get a few more fish. I did try the drift sock. The wind's blowing at an angle. The drift sock it's kind of pushing me into shore, and I thought I'd be able to sort of paddle against it, but you know, sometimes it takes, you know, a little trial and error to figure out how you're going to be able to manage to make the best presentation where you want to. So I mean, especially in a kayak, you know, you gotta hunt around and find the fish, and when you feel like you're confident you're on a spot where you've got some fish, then sometimes it can be, you know, the next challenge is working with the weather and the conditions to try and find a way to get the best presentation so that you're in position to catch the fish as much as possible. And wind is always the #1 sort of enemy when you're kayak fishing, it seems like. So I did a little trial and error, and what I've come up with here that I think is going to be the best option, it's what seems to be working the best for me here, is I've got my floats out, and I'm anchored, and I've got the floats in free spool. So what's happening is that as I sway a little bit, moving against the lines with the bobbers, then the reels feed out some line. So as I'm swaying, the line is slowly being fed out, and my bobbers are being allowed to move a little farther away. So it's not quite drifting, but it's as close of an approximation as I'm going to get with these wind conditions. And instead of fighting the sway and being angry about it, I'm using it to my benefit to help feed the line out. So that's, you know, that's what I try and do. I try and find a way to get what I'm trying to do done without fighting nature. The more you can work with it and find a way to utilize it, the happier you're going to be. Because you're never going to win when you fight nature. All right, time now to see if we can get another one in the boat. Into another one here that feels like he might be pretty good. These runs. Oh. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see that much, so. You're not a bad one. Man, he came right. He smashed. It was crazy. He hit it really hard, like super hard, slammed the rod down, almost came out of the water completely, and then and then instant slack, instant slack. He made just the hardest run straight for me. Let's get you in here, bud. There we go. There we go. Another one got that hook close to his eye. Quit, and I'll get it out. I'm trying to help you here. There, see? Easy, 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 easy. Man, he's fat. He's not super long, but he's a heavy fish. Man, I almost want to weigh him. He doesn't. I guarantee this fish is heavier than he looks. He's so solid. He's hard to hold up. Crazy, crazy. All right, all right, all right, bud. You ready? You ready? Thanks for the fun. Thanks for the fun. And there he goes. There he goes. Well, today felt more like a victory lap after the day I had yesterday, more than anything else. So, 5 fish today, pretty good. I was content to, with the wind, to sort of just grind out a bite and not fight the weather and work too hard at running all around. I knew that the fish would be in the general area where they were yesterday. They just were biting. It was more slow today, and I was okay with that. Hopefully, if you're watching this, I managed to scrape together enough solid footage to put this together for you. You're welcome. And hopefully you got to watch the other video of yesterday. And my card, I managed to get the data off my card, so I'm a little stressed out about that. Hopefully, it all works out. And there's 2 videos of this trip, and both with worth watching. So that's it, though. I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks a lot for coming along. Until next time, paddle up. Let's go looking for a fight.